Oh, my name's Fox Mantle, the Animated Fox, and I like Lilo and Stitch. Like, legitimately. Lilo and Stitch is probably one of my favorite Disney movies. And if it's not one of my favorite Disney movies, it's at least one of my favorite Disney series. I love the animated series. Actually, hold on. There's something I should actually bring up here. I love the animated series. When I tell you how much I wanted a Sparky toy, like a figure of Sparky, the first time I ever watched, because I loved electrical powers. I now realize I'm saying that while looking how I do while wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I like electrical powers. Static Shock was a big thing for that, and then the video game Infamous. But the Infamous came out way after this ever did. But I love Sparky, and when I got this key charm, I was so ecstatic. And then my sister also got me Leroy, which I freaking love. And when I tell you, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go over there real quick. I'm gonna move my hero guys over. I was like, oh, that's a cute little thing to put there. But you know what? There's actually some better characters to put here. But, so, I always wanted a Sparky figure. I always wanted the experiments. The experiments were always cool. Lilo and Stitch I always really, really liked. I always liked Stitch. He was always super cool, especially in his 626 outfit. Which, you know, I'm sure there's no reason why I'm doing this now. Even though I've heard bad things about a certain live-action movie, I'm going to be seeing it because my family wants to go see it together, so I will be seeing it eventually. But also, I saw his 626 outfit, and I'm just like, you couldn't put a triangle and a belt on that? Really? And I don't know. I don't know. And I've heard even worse things, so, but... yeah, so Stitch, or this one is 626. These are Stitch, and I even played the Experiment 626 game, which was a prequel to the movies, though the second movie kind of disavows it, but maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But anyways, I like Lilo and Stitch. And right now I have about 3 different to 4 different generations of figures I want to open up. The first generation one I'm actually thinking I'm going to do last. Or at least second to last. You know what? Well, we'll make it last. And some of these are 20 years old figures. So me opening them out of the box probably was going to make someone hate. I don't know. But also, I kind of don't care. Because I've wanted these things ever since I saw them in what? It would have to have been in the 3rd or 4th grade. So... actually, maybe we should go backwards. Yeah, let's go backwards. So, the first thing I'm going to open up, and this is a much newer one. This is one you can easily find, at least at 5 and below, apparently. Ta-da! Leroy and Stitch, which the main reason I got this, one, it's at 5 and below, so it wasn't that expensive anyways. But, the main reason I got this is because Leroy. Because if you don't know who Leroy is, he is Experiment 629, which you might say, isn't it actually 628? No. Or 627? Well, if you've seen the series, you should know immediately, like, no, Leroy is 629. And I think they now have designated him as such. Because 627 is evil, and all he could say is evil. Was made to be a strong version of Stitch in every way, but that led him to being too, like, his sense of humor also was off the chart, so if he started laughing, he'll just start laughing uncontrollably, and then I got Stitch here reading a book. But he would just start laughing uncontrollably, and that's how that goes. But, God, let's go. And the only thing that stinks about this, and, like, because Angel is part of, like, the same, like, set-ish, is that these guys are way bigger than some of the original figures. And a little, like, mind you, these are also made to be a little more cartoonier-ish, less detailed than some of these original figures. Even then, these aren't original figures. Foreshadow. But, yeah, so now I have Experiment 624. I don't have 625 here. But then I have, obviously, 626, or Stitch. I also got Lilo back here. And now I got 629. 629, Leroy. They don't have a figure of evil, and they don't... And 628 was never activated. In any case, so... Going from these guys, let's move a little bit further. Let's go a little bit more backwards. This was the end of the series. This was the end of Lilo and Stitch, ending with Leroy being the last experiment. And if you're not including the anime Japanese ones, which I'm not right now, but, you know, there is this. The Disney Store exclusive Lilo and Stitch Alien Action playset, which they still have action playsets, but they don't have like these ones. Which also another thing is, I know that these two I got in like another package. I think they probably still have the playsets of Lilo and Stitch, and wouldn't be surprised if they're selling them now of these two. Actually, you know what? Let me look up right now. I wanted to see if maybe the Disney Store did like a reissuing of some figures, which I don't think they did. They do kind of have a... I don't know if this is a reissue or not. Oh, shit. I'm sure you can tell. Actually, you know what? Wait, is that legitimate? Oh, no, it's not. I thought maybe this was the same figure as this one, but like there is you can kind of see it. It's off camera for whatever reason. There is it looks exactly the same, but they made like little eyes bigger, and like some of the characters are slightly different, but yeah. But yeah, they still have different playsets. This was for the Stitch playset for the show Lilo and Stitch, which has a few of the experiments. Which, here's the thing, I originally, because here's how I kind of knew this existed, but I didn't know where I could get the figures at the time. I had to pay a bit extra, like $45, which, mind you, honestly, like I made like I got this off of eBay for like $45, which that is not like it sounds like, well, that is kind of a lot. It's not really when you realize some of these figures go for like $20 by themselves, out of the box and everything. And originally it was $20. No, originally it was $12.50. Damn. Lilo and Stitch Alien Action Playset. Stitch, the fun action-packed alien, now has his own TV show. Stitch must round up all other 625 wild and wacky experiments all over the universe before the evil Hamsterville turns them bad forever. But now you can help Stitch with this cosmically cool kahuna of a playset. So, yeah, I'm going to open this up. This is, you know, this is something old, like about 20-something year old. Let me see. Does it say it on it? It could. Possibly. I'm not throwing away the box, though. I am still going to keep the box. But, yeah, this is going to make some collector's heart crack. But, oh well. Okay, yeah, so anyways, I originally learned about this toy set, kind of, in school in, like, the 3rd grade, which was in 2003, so about 22 years ago. Someone could be born, and now they can drink today. Or drink with it. Anyways, born then, and they could drink today. 22 years ago. And I saw, I think I saw this guy and this guy they had. And I saw that, and I'm like, that's cool. No, oh, wait, no, I think they had him. They had him, Yang. I think that's either Yin or Yang. Which, mind you hearing that name, you're like, if you don't know anything about Lilo and Stitch, let's say you have no idea what Lilo and Stitch is about, but you hear a character called Yin or Yang, you're probably going to think, wait a minute, if the character's called as Yin, shouldn't he have didn't there be another character named Yang? And yes! Which, it's very surprising, they just made one. He's part of a dual set. I don't know why. I have no idea why they didn't make the other one. I guess maybe because the other one is more of a squid tentacles, so maybe it's harder to do. But I don't know. But here's the thing. I love the Stitch series a lot. I really, really do. These are always really, really freaking cool. I always love the idea of like different experiments with the different powers. And honestly, I've been getting a little bit back into Ben 10 recently also. So like, and also, honestly, if there's a really cool idea you could do with a Ben 10 Hamsterville, a Ben 10, which also he first appeared, if I'm remembering correctly, he first appeared not even in the show or the Stitch movie. He first appeared in the game Experiment 626 as a bad guy. Also, like, these are the exact same mold, which they reused a few of them, but like, this is the exact same mold and everything, which he does feel different too. Maybe that's just because he's brand new. And this one's one I played around with and got beat. Or maybe I think there might just be different quality altogether. Then again, it is probably more along the lines of this one's more because like even you can I don't know if this camera can pick it up. This one is a little bit lighter and this one's a little bit darker, so I'm not sure if like he's just darkened over the years or not. He does feel a little bit sharper. A lot of these guys actually have like a not a grainy texture, but it's not like the smooth texture like this guy has. But maybe that's something that they'll lose over time. I don't know. Also, I will say you put you put 2 Stitches in here, but you couldn't put like another experiment. Also, they're kind of a little bit offset. Then again, this guy's supposed to be a germ size, so whatever. But yeah, because if I remember correctly, he's supposed to. I can't remember all the experiments' names. He's supposed to give you a cold. I think his name was Mr. Stinky, but he was supposed to be. He gives off a noxious odor that basically knocks you out. That it's just horrible, and like he'll gas the entire planet. That was his thing, but for Pleakley's race, they love it. So whatever. Ruben has all the powers of 626, but he's lazy and also voiced by Yakko. But he's lazy and yeah, and then we got Lilo here, the experiment wrangler. We have Kicks, which I don't remember exactly what his experiment thing is, other than that his whole thing is supposed to be that he kicks the shit out of. His whole thing is like fighting, and like he eventually teaches a self-defense class. Like that is his one true home, and like just me pulling these guys out, and just the random ability stuff. If you don't know about Lilo and Stitch, and this is your first introduction to it, why? But also, or the movie, the live action one, the first introduction to it. And also just FYI, Jumbo isn't evil. Again, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen spoilers. Well, he's an evil scientist, but like he's like Stitch's dad, and he eventually becomes a good person. I don't like what I've been hearing. Then you have Cannon Big Butt here, Cannonball, I believe, whose whole thing is jumping into the water and causing tsunamis to destroy planets. Destroy planets with like giant waves. And then I think, if I remember correctly, his one true place is literally like at the ocean, where like he'll jump in the water and create giant waves to then allow people to surf. I want to move the Stitches back here since I kind of already have some Stitches. I want to move Angel and Leroy up front. Actually, I just realized I put Leroy right behind Hamsterview, which I would have liked if these guys were a little bit smaller. I'm not sure why they went with it bigger. Maybe it's just making them more like baby toy-esque. I don't know. But and then last we have one of my favorites, even though I don't remember his name. I think it's Yin. Yin, whose whole thing is creating magma and like firing giant magma blasts and bursts, which with his opposite side, Yang, they're supposed to be able to shoot, who shoots water, and then together they create islands, like the islands of Hawaii, and that's their own spot is literally just creating new islands. And I'm like, that's cool! And again, like it's when I remember telling the kid at lunch, telling him like, "Oh, you have that experiment?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, do you have the other one, the water one?" And he's like, "No, they didn't make that toy." I'm like, "That can't be right. Like, how can you make one half of a 2-part experiment group?" And yeah, they did. I'm like, you people are idiots. Sorry, Angel. But yeah, the experiment. I can't remember the experiment numbers. Sadly, let me see. Actually, I could probably look it up really quick. Okay, Kix here is experiment 601. Experiment 601. Let me see here. 601 is an illegal experiment, genetic experiment. He is designed to use his kickboxing and wrestling skills to bully and defeat opponents in hand-to-hand combat. His one true place is teaching people kickboxing. Yeah. Then let's see here. Ruben's thing is literally the other ones. Let me see. I know. Is it Felix? No, it's not Felix. I can't remember which one the germ one is. I remember his whole thing is to make people sick. Mrs. Sickly 255. No. Poxy. That's his name. Experiment 222. Voiced by Frank Welker. Also, Experiment 222 is an illegal genetic experiment created by Jumbo Jukiva, character Lilo and Stitch franchise. He is designed to act as a virus, infect popular planetary leaders, giving them purple pimples, smelly feet, and swollen right eye. An uncontrollable burping, the symptoms vanish instantly when Poxy leaves his host. He was captured by Gantu, whom temporarily infected. He was rescued in Snafu. Okay. According to the DVD feature game, Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch. And then let me see here. Cannonball 520. This is big butt. Also known as Experiment 520 is a legal genetic experiment created by Jumbo Jukiba. He's designed to transform bodies of water into giant waves and tsunamis capable of destroying entire planets. Luckily, he has the ability to control the waves he creates. His one true place is making perfect waves for surfing at the beach. Yeah, and then I think it's Mr. Stinky, isn't it? Mr. Stinky Stitch. Oh, Mr. Stenchy. Yeah, because this is just the gas planet one. He's designed to use his alluring charm, Experiment 254. He is designed to use his alluring charm to get the enemy to take him back to their headquarters, where 48 hours after his activation, he emits a foul odor that makes the location inhospitable. His one true place is Plogoronar, Pleakley's home planet, where unlike most people in the galaxy, his stench is considered a rare and valuable perfume. Did I get everybody? Well, obviously there's room. Oh, wait, let me actually double check this. Oh, no, it's Yang. Damn. I had a 50-50 chance of getting that right. Experiment 502. Voiced by Frank Welker. Yang. He is designed to attack by firing fireballs of lava. His back spouts. This is his one true place is creating new islands with yin. I don't know. I have literally no idea why they didn't make a yin figure. Maybe they were going to make more eventually. Because here's the thing. Lilo and, like, this legitimately, just look at this lineup of all these different colorful characters. Why on earth wouldn't Disney think, maybe I should make more of these? Because, holy shit, like, yeah, these are cool. You could legit have a cool, thing with, like, all these different experiments. Like, have different figures, stuffed animals. Like, you have, legitimately, I feel like you could be someone who, let's say, doesn't like Stitch. You could be someone who doesn't like Stitch and look at any of his other cousins' experiments, which also funny, the only one he doesn't consider a cousin is the one that's his quote-unquote love interest. But you could have, and like, one of these characters is going to appeal to you. Not even specifically these guys, but like any of the other experiments. So, that is Stitch, which we're at 21 minutes now, and I didn't edit some stuff down. So that's that. These are about 27 years old. There's one over here, but this is the last one. I'm going to do that one last. It's a much older one. But this one is brand new. Because these ones, I haven't even seen yet, are from Shiba Shop on Etsy. And these ones are experiments two experiments that I really, really wanted. One of them is experiment 608, Swoop. Which Swoop already was one of the experiments I really, really liked. Especially because back in the day, like, one of my favorite dinosaurs, it was the pterodactyl. And so, on Etsy, this guy here makes custom... Well, like, it's like, oh, like, I custom asked for this. But he makes custom things, which also, there's a little sticker there, which I'm going to keep. But he makes custom figures. Which I doubt these things are any, quote-unquote, be to play with. Oh, God, look at all these fuzzballs. But, yeah! He's a little... I don't know what he's made of. He feels like he's made of clay or epoxy. He might have just been, not CG, not, printed out. Look at all these things. Like, he's like a legit little statue. So I'm gonna have to, like, actually put him probably somewhere a bit safer. But I believe he comes with a stand. There's a little stand in here, but that might also be for both of them. Oh, shit, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, so... Okay, so here's the stand. I think this is for him. Which, this is, like, 3D printed. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume these guys are probably 3D printed. But look! It's Swoop! I believe it's Swoop. Which, if... I can't remember his exact thing. I do remember his whole thing is that he uses his tail to knock away projectiles. So, God, look at that. That's cool. I remember this is one of the characters I'm like, I want a toy of him. I want a toy of him so bad because he was cool. Because he also has like that dragon, like he's pretty much a pterodactyl with a bat for a tail. But like I remember going like, I want this guy so badly. And look, I got him. His texture's a little rough. Like, whatever paint they used, like, and mind you, it's a custom figure. Well, again, I say custom, it's not like I ordered, like, I'm like, I need you to make this for. And he has other ones, too. I'm gonna get a Baby Fire next, hopefully, if he still has it. Hey, Father. I'm recording a video right now. Yeah, I'll call you back. Never mind. But, okay, so Swoop was always one of my favorites, which, let me see, I just read off his number, and now I can't remember. Okay. I just put my phone down, there it is. Okay, Experiment 608. Experiment 608, Stitch. Slugger, that's his name. Slugger! Slugger, let's see here. Slugger, also known as Experiment 608, is an elite. Yep. He's designed to deflect incoming enemy projectiles, swat away balls, toys, and fruits thrown over the fence by annoying kids. His one true place is a baseball field as a coaching assistant, a little league softball. I love this little guy. He is so sick. Like, look at that. Even like his little design standing thing is so freaking cool. And like, I'm kind of wonder like, I don't think he's got to be 3D printed and then they painted over it. Like the painting isn't that bad. It gets the job done and it still looks pretty decent, I think. But like, look at that. That's so cool. And that is so sick. Leroy, don't bite. But also another thing that I noticed, 608, right? I kind of forgot that this comes with it. Comes with a little stand, but also an experiment pod that I put upside down. Experiment 608. It's his experiment pod. Mind you, I'm not paid for this, but holy shit. That is cool. But also, it isn't the only experiment pod I got. Is it? I think it is like this. Experiment. I also have a pod for Experiment 221. Which, I kind of wonder, like, how many people immediately know who that is. Because I did bring him up a little bit earlier. Here's his icon. Which also, it's really fun doing the Stitch voice when you're in Disneyland meeting Stitch, because then at least when I did it, he went, oh! But this is Experiment 221. Also known as cotton balls. Sparky! I believe that was his laugh. So I got now my whole point of me having money now. Well, I don't have money. Like, I'm not like I'm rich. I'm not like I'm rich or anything. Like, I'm even well off. But with a little bit of money I do have, I will heal old wounds. And I got Sparky. He kind of does have a base too, but it's just like it's just a circle. There's nothing connecting him to it. But Sparky, look at that. That looks sick. And they're like, this is like one of the versions. I know there's another version where they have him like on his tail, like his light, like this pretty much, where he's on his tail, like standing up and like flying. So like there is a version like that, which it's actually really funny too. Now I'm looking at this because these custom figures kind of pair well with these guys. Mind you, complete texture difference. Whether you, like, this guy is super smooth. These guys have a little bit of roughness to them, but also like a nice kind of roughness, I want to say. Like, it's not too bad. This guy, he feels kind of like a statue. Like when you paint, like when you yourself, like when you have the, all right, class, when you go to school and like, art things are like, all right, class, we're going to paint little sculptures, like that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to see how delicate these little horns are, or antennas, but hell yeah. Aw, cousin! But yeah, look at that. Tell me that's not sick. Like, come on. Tell me that does not look cool in some fashion. And then you have their orbs, which or their little experiment pods. I go dump these in water. I can have my own experiment. I want to say dissolve. But look at that. Why on earth hasn't Disney made more of these? Again, just look at that lineup. Look at this entire lineup and tell me there's not at least one experiment here that you probably like. And mind you, Stitch isn't even here right now. Well, he's, back here. But he's not even here right now. And it's like, so, and then you also got Lilo back here. But like, look at this lineup. Look at this whole lineup of characters of different colors, different looks, different abilities and powers. They look cool. And mind you, these all figures are from different sets, which I get sure you could probably tell. I think the major one is probably Leroy just with his color. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing. But even looking at this with these custom figures or unofficial figures, whatever, these guys fit the mold, fit the bill. I also like how I accidentally have the pods appear right between the wings. But these guys, like, just from design-wise alone, it, like, you see, like, the picture of them, like, blending together well. Not in a bad way, in the sense of, like, they're all from the same world. They were created by the same people, drawn, whatever. Like that. They're supposed to fit in the same world. And they fit that mold well. And I love that. I love that a lot. But there is one left. There is one toy left. And this one has a bit of a backstory to it. Not like I made this toy or anything. But this toy has a bit of a backstory to it. So back in had to be like 2002. No, 2003. It had to be in 2003. Back in 2003, my parents got divorced. So like around that time. My parents got divorced, and so we had to move. So we were moving to wherever. Not really that important. I'm still in Chicago. But we were moving, and so my mom said, like, I think my mom said I had to give away some of my toys, or I don't know. I felt like, honestly, if I went back now, I would tell my younger self, don't do this shit. Don't give your toys away. Keep them all, and make sure you know where they are. Because I personally like going back and seeing all these old toys. Like, these guys are original. Not this one. This one's shiny. These are original toys that I've had for like the longest time. Well, not this guy. This guy's brand new. But like some of these are like figures I've had for the longest time. I've shown off some of my older figures, stuff like that. So we're putting. So my mom. I think my mom just grabbed some of my toys and just put it like we need to minimize, and she threw some of them into a bag. Well, some of the bags we're going to go to. She said, I'm just going to take toys that you're not playing with anymore. And I'm like, as a look, I'm like, okay, I guess I learned watching cartoons. Eventually, you have to get rid of some of your toys. I would now tell my younger self, keep all your damn toys. But anyways, and some of those toys were going to get given to the Salvation Army, and I was sure, like, okay, so but the toys I play with are going to go back to our house, right? And yeah, they are. Well, in one bag, which I was told was going to go to the Salvation Army, I heard, no, we're doing my way. Which I then went, Mom, the Jumba's in that bag. That's going to the house, right? And she goes, yeah, it's going to the house. It didn't go to the house. And I bring that shit up to her multiple times when she's like, oh, like, they don't, like if something goes missing sometimes, I will bring up, like, I will tell my mother, like, did you move something? She's like, I didn't move it. I'm like, bullshit. Like, I know, I don't move your stuff. And I'm like, bullshit. Anyways, so this is electronic quick-fire Jumbo with Stitch. This is probably one of my favorite Lilo and Stitch toys. One, you got Jumbo. Cool. Who also has all these different voices, which also, he also has a line, this one, I believe. Okay, it's showtime! That, which I think only appears in a trailer, and in the uncut, I think that was the line. No, we're doing my way! Yeah, it was that line. Because Jumba, that line where he says, it's showtime, if I remember correctly, is when they're flying the 747 through the city in Hawaii back in 2001. You can probably see why that didn't happen. Something kind of happened then. But Jumba. Jumba. Like this Jumba. And like, I was like, oh my God. Which also is going to hurt someone because this isn't even a box I could probably like keep. And again, it's already peeling, whatever. But I'll peel it slowly. That way I don't mess up everything. Because I probably do want to keep these boxes. Not like I'm going to sell it or anything, but. So that is one of the major hits for me. Well, at least with me being young and like I bring that over to adulthood a bit. Was like I wanted I wanted Jumba. I wanted Jumba back as well as this Stitch. Because mind you, I think I lost the Stitch too. I might have gone with Jumba. I'm not entirely sure. And one of the reasons why I got this guy, which was in like one of these types of play sets, was because of this Stitch that I really wanted it back. But obviously I couldn't get him. But luckily, while looking on eBay, again, a little bit more expensive, like they sold this for $5 at KB Toys. I spent about, I want to say 100% more than that. But this, one of the reasons for that. Wow, look at that. Old, shiny, like, tie-up toys. But like the little ties for it, like none of the little plastic rubber bands. But like I was going on eBay and I was looking, I was like, maybe I could actually find that jumbo, just a jumbo like that, with a jumbo. And I found one where it was like it was him, but he didn't have the blaster, and it was like $25. I want to say this I paid about maybe like $50, but this was a while ago. And mind you, like sometimes I like if I have a good paycheck, I'm like I'll get myself something nice. And so I purchased this guy, which was like, it was a little bit more expensive. It wasn't like anything too ridiculous. But it comes with jumbo. It comes with 20-year-old batteries that haven't exploded inside of him yet, which is great. He also has his big-ass blaster, which I don't know how you... Is it just... Okay, because you can... He has a feature here where you can... Oh, okay. There you go. He shoots his He shoots it. Which also... Wait, I know there's a way to fire it. You think it would be the fin on top, but no. Because I know the gun also comes out. Is it not? I'm going to call Disney and talk about this. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the blaster. Okay. It has the blast effect, which also it's the T-shaped blaster kind of thing. So, like, it... Actually, kind of wonder if this fits in Godzilla's mouth. But... So, it attaches... Like, there's a little port there. It attaches to his hand. Which... I'm surprised they're, like... You can't really make... I guess the whole idea is that you're supposed to press it. And it's supposed to activate the trigger thing. But it's not actually firing. Even though it does fire if you actually do it. But... Jumba! Because obviously you can't have all of his... You can't have the experiments without the creator, the mad scientist who made it all. Jumba Drukiba. Which, honestly, that probably is perfect size-wise for these guys. But anyways, that's not even the last person that's in this. Again, because it's Jumba and... Miga Nana Twista! Stitch! Which actually, hold on a minute. I just realized that there's instructions. Which, honestly, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out how the instructions for this work. But... You press the button. Yeah. To load laser blast. Oh, wait. Press the button on figure's shoulder to activate electronic phrases. To load laser insert projectile. Press the button on the lower back to activate quick draw arm. Launch the projectile from the blaster. Pressing this button will activate electronic laser sound effects. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Stitch! Or really, this is Experiment 626, which... Nothing against this guy. This guy has brought me tons of fun over the years. But can you see, like, the difference in sculpting to these two? Like, look at that. Like, mind you, like, yeah, like, this one, his head's a little bit more rounder. And, like, he's a little bit more glossy. This guy has a nice feel to, like, his regular blue things. You have his little antennae, his claws. God, he's brand new. Which, yeah, no doubt I just pulled him out of the thing. But, like, just the sculpting of it is so good. Even, like, look, this guy probably needs a stand to stand up. He does it. He is perfectly weighted. And, like, I don't know, this looks more like the movie version. Even, like, his head. If you look at the side profile, his head here is a much more rounder, while this one, it's a little more compact. Like, this looks legitimately like the movie version. I don't know. Mind you, like, I'm pretty sure they're always supposed to be the similar time frame, but, like, this legit looks so good. And that's why this was always my favorite. 626 Stitch was probably always my favorite version of Stitch. I have come around a little bit more to regular Stitch. Stitch without his arms and everything like that. But God, Experiment 626 version is so good. I love that so much. I also kind of love how him just always dual wielding 3 blasters, tri-wielding, 3 blasters, but then having one arm free. And they're actually wielding the exact opposite arms, too. Like, lower back half for this one, and then upper right hand for this one. I like how it is, like, he doesn't wield all 4, he always wields 3. But, yeah, actually, wait a minute. I could probably... God, it would take me so long to re-look up the experiment numbers and their order. Because he's 221. Oof, I do. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep these stickers. I got to figure out where I'm going to place them, but I got to keep those stickers. But, look at that. Look at how cool all of this is. Like, legitimately. Let me see here. He's experiment 608. So, if we're going by oldest to youngest, because it'd be this, Stitch, Hamsterville, I'll take you out right now. There's Ruben, Angel. See, and this is where it's going to get funky, because I don't know exactly where everyone else... Oh, wait. If I remember correctly, I think Kix is actually... Oh, wait, he's had his gun in his face. There's Kix. Let me see. Where's our phone? Shit. 22... Wait. He's 222? Really? So, wait a minute. He's 222, so he's the one right after Sparky? Because Sparky is... Sparky... Wow, yeah. So it goes... So Jumbo went from electric... Well, actually, I didn't even look up Sparky's power grid thing. Frank Welker also apparently did, like, I think probably all the voices for all the experiments. Also, Sparky appears in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, his first experiment to be activated and rehabilitated first appeared in Stitch the movie. He designed to create crippling electrical surges, so Texas electrical system. His one true place is Kilauea Lighthouse, which had been previously abandoned for years due to requiring too much electricity. So if I got this correctly, they are now all in order. Well, at least from the experiments I have. Then obviously we have Hamsterville, as well as Jumbo Keeper. Like, again, I think we're coming to the end of this. Then obviously, you know, we got Lilo with Stitch. Really, this is before he met Stitch, but we got Lilo with Stitch. We got these other versions of Stitch, which, sure, I'll put them over here. You can't see them, but whatever. Anyway, can I put them all over? There's so much Stitch stuff. Like, there's so much Stitch merch of just Stitch. Oh, God, what the hell am I doing? 608. How the hell did I forget Swoop? Shit. Wait. Oh, shit. Swoop is actually way closer. Swoop is actually in between these guys. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna move some of these guys. The smaller guys, you get up front. Oh my god, it's so hard to keep them all on frame. And then, look, there's Stitch. There's Stitch poking his head through there. Fine, whatever. Let me see, can I get the other Stitch in there? A little bit. But, yeah, if I read this correctly, because he's 601, and then Slugger. Right, yeah. So, which I really do love that, like, some of these you could definitely tell, like, when Jumbo was slowly, like, hammering in. And, like, if anything, you could kind of say, like, a little bit of, like, he was slowly working his way through the different, like, designs for the different experiments. And, like, that's why, like, you know, Sparky kind of looks like Stitch, but also is way further down in the timeline. But you see different things like the noses. Some experiments go way off, like Jumbo just went a completely different direction. But some of these like even like Cannonbolt has like the back spikes that Stitch has. And obviously stuff like Kicks with his big-ass arms. Probably Jumbo more playing around with super strength. Swoop has his own whole thing going on. Then obviously towards the end of the 600 series, you did start completely hammering in like the look. He started nailing down the look of it, and obviously ending with Stitch, and then Leroy is just more a quote unquote improvement of Stitch. But again, to make this short, because it's almost been an hour long of me unboxing these guys. And hopefully I sped up some things. Just look at this. Look at this entire lineup and tell me this is not cool. Tell me this does not look badass. I love Stitch. I love Stitch. Don't get me wrong. I have all these Stitch figures, but also I honestly think we need more of these. We need more of his cousins. Of his family. They're really his siblings. But, because they all have literally the same dad. Legitimately, these guys, all the experiments are so cool. And, I would love, the Nightmare one, the one that he's, goopy. I would love a Nightmare one of that. I would love Honka Honka. I remember I had the coin of Honka Honka. I would love, I can't remember his name. But he's the plasma, he's the little dragon one, because I love the dragons. And, he's the little dragon one that would shoot, plasma blast. He was his own living projectile kind of thing. There was what is Explodey head with the, his head was just literally a gun. There's so many experiments. Oh, hell, the theme song is so good. Oh, I'll do that later. But, in any case, I love all of this. I'm happy I got this guy back. Well, a new version at least. If there's a Benzo the Bear kind of thing where my Jumba has been trying to reach back to me since Toy Story or whatever, they had a whole thing. I'm okay with having two. But it's the same thing with Stitch or any of my toys. But God, I don't know. Just look at that. Just down to his fur is a different quote unquote fur. It's a different color, but then you also have the shiny bits on his suit are shiny, but the rest of his suit isn't. Even down to the knee pads. And he just feels good. These figures do feel good. And I really do think they need to come out with more stuff like this. I would love, if, mind you, Disney is kind of being shitty very much because of certain political shit. With, who won the presidency and all that. But I love it. If Disney did a figure blind unboxing of just these guys, I think I would try getting them all. That would be one of the only ones where I would probably try to get everyone in the blind box. Sometimes in a blind box, I'll be I'll get one or two, maybe. If they, because mind you, yeah, these guys were blind boxes too, and I made sure to feel out for the right figures I wanted. But if they did this, where it was just all the experiments, but it was a blind box unboxing, I would do that so much. You don't understand. Because I would want to get every experiment that there is. Legitimately, I think it would be so cool. Hell, at one of these days, I'm probably going to play the Experiment 626 game on stream at one of these times. Because I love that game so much. But I love these guys. These are so amazing and awesome. Expect references in Owl Wolf Town, my own little animated show, possibly with some experiments. But I love these guys so much. I'm happy I got characters like Swoop and Sparky, characters that never got one of them got official merch. And yeah, I'm just happy. I'm gonna I legit have an empty shelf that I'm gonna put all these experiments on top of, where I'm just gonna put all the experiments and everything on there. But anyways. Thank you for watching. Check out all my other videos. Hopefully enjoy this little bit of me going down toys 20 years or so. Go watch the original Lilo and Stitch movie. Go watch the 3 movies. Lilo and Stitch. What is it? Lilo and Stitch. Actually, because there's 4 Lilo and Stitch movies. There's Lilo and Stitch. There's Lilo and Stitch 2, which does take place before the series. There's the Stitch movie, which is really the start of the animated series. Then you have the animated series. And then you have the fourth and final film, which is Leroy and Stitch, where Stitch has to fight, his evil counterpart that Hamsterville makes. Which I would have liked if they would have given him a few more abilities, Leroy. But I guess it was just like, the cool thing about Leroy is probably one of the reasons why I also really like Stitch in general, or a 626 in general. And it's that Leroy is pretty much 626 without him ever becoming Stitch. And, that's cool. That's just freaking badass. So, yeah. I'm eventually going to see the live-action movie. I've heard horrible things, especially about this guy. But, hopefully, they're... don't stand in front of the guns. Lilo, I want to move you back here. You stand behind Stitch. Or Experiment 626. But I've heard bad things about it. They stopped Lily from dressing how he likes to dress, and there's just a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I like these. I'm happy I got them. After 20-something years, I got all these guys. I'm excited. I'm happy. Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please share out my other videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later.
Okay, it's showtime!
Inaina o wakila, moga ini ohana. Welcome, Costa, so come on by. Aloha, come on by. Baga baga! Ilaina o wakila, moga ini ohana. Welcome, Costa, so come on by. Aloha, come on by. Aloha, come on by. Ikitoki nihai, akatiki baba. Gabi gagashuba, kuja, chica, mi kokana. Iha, awakila, montani, zabuza, ekon Costa, so come on by. Aloha, come on by. Aloha, come on by. I gotta probably butcher some of that, but you get it. Bye!